Yes,
Yep.
sir. Welcome to another marvelous
Yo.
episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, downtown Nino Brown. Nino, this felt like an in-season episode. You know how we get in season. It's it get unchy sometimes.
What'd I say? I said, you're not going to like
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah,
today.
and I'm okay with that. Some of my favorite episodes are the episodes we not seeing eye to eye. But we're going to react to some spring games today. But first, I want to kick this one off with the ESPN top 10 quarterback list. They did a bunch of top 10 lists. I wanted to get your opinion on this one. At 10, Cam Ward, Miami. At 9, Cameron Rising, Utah. At 8, Shador Sanders, Colorado. At 7, Jalen Daniels, Kansas. At 6, Jackson Dart. Ole Miss, a team I'm buying a lot of stock with this year. And number 5, Noah Fafita, Arizona. Number 4, Jalen Milroe, Alabama. Number 3, Quinn Ewers, Texas. Number 2, Dylan Gabriel, Oregon. Number 1, Carson Beck, UGA. Hey. Nino, what did you dislike about this list? Who should be removed and or added?
This is a legitimate clickbait list to me. Like, this is just okay. The fact that Dylan Gabriel, we've had this conversation multiple times, me and you, about your boy Dylan Gabriel, right? The fact that Dylan Gabriel is 2, all they are seeing is success at Eugene. This guy had a good season. We're gonna put him in. They're gonna make him number 2. I don't even have him on my top 10 list, and I'm a Ducks fan. So like, it's just I just see that this is listed just someone just like, hot name.
I don't know the criteria. That's what bothers me. Like, what is the criteria? Is this like a team ranking list? Because if you took the quarterback name off of course we wouldn't have Miami at 10, but yeah.
Smells like it a little bit. Like,
right.
I'm willing to bet that half the people and this is no knock to anybody, but in the ESPN college football graphics design department have no idea who Noah Fafita is. Anytime at 5. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
right.
So I'll start from the asset and work up.
Okay.
At 10, I got Preston Stone. Okay.
Oh,
I think Preston Stone is a little bit of Josh Allen meets Johnny Manziel. He got that, Caucasian QB with a little bit of that swag to him, and he can go out there and play with the big boys. And he's healthy, he's cleared, and once that notification went out, his whole team went, hooray, let's go ball.
And I think they got a chip on their shoulder, man. Going from G5 to P, I guess we call it P4 now. P4 football.
P4 and a half.
Yeah, I don't like. Know. Yeah, I don't like all that P4.
I mean, we'll see if he balls out in ACC, right? I mean, that competition, I guess, would be step up, right? So, I mean, but I think the kid's got game. He's got a big arm. He's mobile. And he just continues to put up numbers. So I got him at 10. At 9, I got Will Howard, and it was tough. Like that him and Stone, I kind of went back and forth on. I don't know if he'll have his numbers like he normally has, because I think they're going to be more of a ground and pound team. We just heard, Hayden's leaving, so obviously he knows he's got no chance. It's going to be the 2 big dogs, so they're going to be getting the rock over there. So I got Howard at 9. I think. For the reason why I don't have Cam Rising in this is, bro, this guy's an annual injury and his back. Now we're talking about a back that's kept him out for almost a season and a half. For the same reason why I don't have another gentleman on this list, like a quarterback with a major back injury concern. I'm sorry, I can't have you on my top 10 list. You have to prove me wrong.
He's got to re-earn that. He's got to re-earn that spot. We seen it with Travion Henderson, right? Where he'll have great years, and he had same thing with Emeka Egbuka. He had great years, and then injuries.
Look at Latu, right? I mean, the guy had to medically retire, came back, balled out for 2 years. It was absolutely probably the number 1 DN outside. Maybe him first, back and forth, whatever one it is.
It's Texas choice
flavor you like. You know what I'm saying? But he had to answer questions at the Senior Bowl. The only reason why he went to the Senior Bowl is because of medical questions. They wanted to make sure that he was cleared. Now the guy that can get blindsided on one hit and got a bad back could be over. Sure. That's an investment that I don't know. I just ain't got that guy there. At 8, they got Sanders. I got DJU.
Yeah, DJU. Okay.
I got DJU. I just I got questions. But experience, I think if he's not a starting quarterback in the NFL, I think that he can have a long career in the NFL. Whether it be, spot starting, a great backup. I just think that DJU has that in him. At 7, I know that this is someone we're gonna fight about back and forth. I got Cade. I think Cade's
Okay.
gonna take that step this year. I don't back down because of doing a bad year, or else you wouldn't have heard me talk about Bo ever again.
Right. For
But no,
sure. For sure.
but I think Cade's gonna take that step, and you've always known Cade's been in mostly in my top 5, but he kind of, I'm not stupid. I'm a realist. I understand. So he fall back a little bit. At 6, they have what they have. At 6, they have Dart. I have Sanders.
Okay.
Numbers are there. I still have concerns about his pocket presence.
For sure. He will hold on to the ball.
Yeah. So we'll see. They got Fafita at 5. I don't have Fafita on my list. I only see one year. I seen a little bit more. I got a guy that I'm still holding on to because I see the talent. He just hasn't taken the step. I got Drew Aller. At 5. At 4, they have Milroe.
I didn't agree with Milroe, but I don't agree with Drew Aller either.
I know you don't agree with it. I know you don't.
Cade, I see the arm talent. He will make some throws that you be like, wow. Like there was a reason coming out of high school, he was the number 1 prospect in the country. There was a reason for that. I get it with Cade. Drew Aller, I don't know if I think it's just the system, just the way James Franklin coach. Hey, I know some people that play mad, that play not to lose. I feel like James Franklin, by and large, when he's playing these elite teams, he plays not to lose. So I think my problem with Drew Aller is more so a problem with James Franklin. So if I could just put James Franklin aside, I think I can see
it. It's similar to the JJ and Harbaugh effect, right?
Like, yeah, for sure.
They have it. You say had it coming out of high school,
right?
But the program that they're in doesn't really,
allow it.
Put that on a pedestal. But if he could put the pieces together, it's like kind of like a Raymond situation. The whole outside of the puzzle, he got that with no problem. Didn't have to even look at the box. It's just like 4 or 5 pieces in the middle that put it all together. But I think he can. If he could put that together, I think he could be a top 5 QB in this class. At 4, they have Milroe. I got Beck. I don't even think Milroe should be in the top 10. It's no disrespect to the kid.
I would agree to you. Like, is this an impact list? You know what I'm saying? If it's purely quarterback play, Milroe should not be on the list.
No,
if that's what we're talking about.
The only one I agree with is at 3, Quinn. I got Quinn at 3. 2, they have Gabriel. I have Dart. 1, they have Beck, and I have Wegman, and I'll stand on that till you can push me off.
You've been super consistent with that. Some of the viewers who are watching this and are new to the platform may not know that. You've been consistent on that. I can't argue that one at all. I felt like they didn't give love. Me and you love G5 ball. I feel like they didn't give love.
Caden?
Yeah. I feel like they didn't give love to my guy, Caden Salter.
Oh, I thought that. See, so when I saw Fafita, I'm like, okay, Salter would be on the list, right? Maybe Byron Brown would be on the list because it looks like it'd be like who got hot at the end. Who was a guy that was like clicky, as people were searching for on Google towards the end of the college football season. And then I just see odd things, and it didn't make no sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Gabriel at 2 and Milroe at 4 were just like, oh.
Yeah. That didn't make sense at all. And this is coming from I'm a Dylan Gabriel fan, but he's not the second best quarterback. But once again, I don't know ESPN's criteria. But
do you have him in your top 10?
Dylan Gabriel?
You got to understand, he threw for his best career season and ran quicker out of Oklahoma than.
Yeah, he had that one good year, not rushing at UCF where he had 32-8. But I'm a fan of him. Is he in top 10? Like I said, we will have to discuss criteria. If we're just looking purely at quarterback play, is he a top 10 quarterback based on what his ability to do? Probably not. But if you look at the weapons around him, he's at a budding program. Is he in the top 10 based on that? Absolutely. So it's one of those hard things. But I'm going to warn you guys, this is a parental advisory. This is a public service announcement. What you guys are about to see.
Should we leave this one for the end? Or you want to go now with this one?
Let's skip this one.
All
We'll leave that one for the end.
right.
All right. So Auburn had the annual A-Day spring game festivities over the weekend as the offense beat the defense 28-27. After the defense led 27-0, Cam Coleman set the stage on fire and have Auburn fans excited for the upcoming season. Shout out to Jake Crane. Jake Crane decided to interrupt our college football weekend and added a bunch of people to a chat, and the Cam Coleman hype is out of this world. I saw somebody say he was better than Jeremiah Smith. Okay. I'm gonna continue with the segment. Auburn fans are excited. Nino, are you buying stock with Hugh Freeze? And the Auburn Tigers? Break down this game. I think there's levels to being able to break down the game. And I think Nino is in that tier of elite people who just watch a game and it just see stuff just different from a lot of other people. So what did you see in this game?
I see right off the rip, Hugh Freeze has got his hand in the development now of Peyton Thorne.
Okay.
I still don't like where the kid's at all. First 3 throws were behind the receiver. First 3 plays to start the spring game were behind the receiver. But I mean, he did make some good reads. He did make some good throws. I do like that my guy Walker White got some first quarter action and got pretty much all of the fourth quarter. He had some good throws. Shout out to the freshman Hank Brown out there throwing bombs, bro. He threw a couple big bombs out there. One of them was the Cam.
His name was buzzing as well. Hank
Brown. Cam had a couple of nice catches. Cam's good. You made a face when I made a face about the Smith comp. And I talked about it with Jake on the show last week. You want to check boxes? You tell me a box he don't check that Jeremiah checks. Now, I'm not talking about highlights. I'm talking the box. Let's talk about the box. Run it down. You run it off, I'll tell you if he checks it or not. Because I'm going to go probably 10 for 10. They check the same box.
They check the same box. So you think they're at the same level?
I don't think Cam's been able to be unleashed yet.
Is that going to happen with Thorne at quarterback?
What did you see in a spring game with all the quarterbacks? It didn't matter who was the quarterback.
Right. He was able to get behind the secondary.
Body control.
I think the only difference will probably be target share. I would imagine that Cam will get more targets this year.
That was my question to him.
Yeah.
Can Cam have a better first year than Jeremiah? And the end of the discussion is, could they walk hand in hand like Neighbors and Harrison did this year down that lane? And there's a very good chance they could. People just, want to put their, once they see something or that major tag gets put on a guy, Julio Jones. He's probably been the closest prospect to Julio Jones' body structures, the style, just the long, lanky, let your body lean. What I pointed out on, I know we're talking about Auburn and Cam Newton. I just wanted to, on Twitter about the catch that Smith made that everybody went crazy about, right? He didn't move. There was no twitch. That guy didn't phase him. He caught that ball like that dude didn't exist in his face with one hand.
Right.
Like, that's what he was supposed to do.
I reposted that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That to me stuck out more than anything else. Not the catch, the composure. As an 18-year-old kid.
He acts like he's been there before.
That 50-yard bomb from Hank Brown to Cam Coleman, bro, it was like full extension, full run, like didn't slow down, hit that dude. Right. As some freshmen will tend to slow down, waiting for it, like the anticipate the ball. He had everything and it was multiple times he did everything right as an 18-year-old kid going through a QB carousel. I'm telling you right now, when it comes down to it, in 3 to 4 years, you are going to be talking Smith and Coleman down that pipeline to the draft.
I'm interested to see how things go at Auburn. I'm just because if we're talking neck and neck, either Hugh Freeze is the next quarterback whisperer, and he's been able to get things on track just purely from the quarterback position. He's going to make plays. I mean, will he lead them in targets this year?
I think he'll lead them in the most deep targets. I think the gentleman from is it Georgia State, Lewis, the wide receiver? I believe he's gonna. I think he'll lead in targets. And don't sleep on my guy Rivaldo Fairweather at the tight end position. They were targeting him already in the spring and down the stretch last year. You know, I know at FIU he wasn't anything special, but last year he came about, had 6 touchdowns. I think he had like 40-something receptions. He was targeted 60 times. He's coming on. He's a big body tight end that can block and get off and catch. So like he could be the guy that has the most targets this year. Cam will have the most wild plays, the most significant plays. He might even have the most touchdowns for all that matter. You know what I mean?
He probably will. It's just like, you know, neither one of these gentlemen have played in a regular season, you know, game, so to speak. It's just like they both have the hype train is real, and is really real. I do got a question. Did the red zone offense of Auburn make you hesitate a little bit? Because it was a
so what I noticed was they were trying to work a lot of backs in. It was a lot of
moving pieces.
I think it's like 4 or 5 backs. I was surprised that I didn't see as much Brian Battier as I hoped for. But there was like 2 to 3 backs. Was it? It was Hunter. Then it was the big body guy, 22 or 23. He was out there too. He had like a lot of runs for him in short yardage situations. So they were trying to run through that. I mean, I don't know if that's what they're gonna do on a regular basis. But again, they did target Fairweather on that 4th and 1 play to the left side in the second quarter. Right. So you've seen some of the things that you would like to see. I'd like to see some of those. Well, let's let Cam out wide and run him to the back of the end zone or across the whole thing and hit him. You know, when he gets the goal post, you know, run a post route, you know, or get a slant route in with Lewis. Quick, boom. No, we'll see. Again, I also don't think that they wanted to show their whole hand. They're going to give you the basics out there, but I'm a B- overall.
I like that. That's a fair assessment.
Couple guys in the secondary. I'm interested to see how they produce. They remember they lost Pritchett, right? That they're losing Simpson. They're losing a lot of the 2 starting DBs. So got to plug and play here. So we'll have to see. But you're going against, you know, a kid that's a 5-star who's got talent. You're gonna be going against him every practice. So hopefully that helps. But overall, like I said, if Thorne doesn't get it early, there's a good chance Brown could sneak in there. Unfortunately,
great take. I agree with that.
Unfortunately, my guy Walker White's not ready, and you kind of could hear it in what they were talking, how they were talking on the commentary, and his kind of demeanor in there. Like he's got the big arm, and they love the big arm, and they like what he's got to bring to the table. But the way they described it was he's kind of out in the water right now. So I think some of the things he's got and some of the things he's not catching on. Whereas it seems like the freshman, he's grasping things, right? And he got a little bit of moxie to him, right? He got some run. He's mobile, right? He got a big arm, so he seems to be learning a little bit better than Peyton Thorne. That's all I can say.
Hey, I like that a lot. You got a game ball you want to hand out for this game?
Cam? I mean,
it
would have to be in my eyes. I mean, Other than that, McLeod. Defense. I don't even know why he was out there as long as he was. Even Hugh Freeze said that. Why is he out there in the 3rd quarter? We need to sit him down. But
that's some of the funniest stuff that you see that coaches are going to coach whether they're on television or not. And you get some sound bites. I remember I was at the Maryland game last year. Talia had got like 2 plays in a row, and like, you know, their head coach is like with the Big Ten network, and they're talking. He's like, yo. He talking to both coaches. He like, let them hit him again, bro. I will stop this whole thing, yo. Like, he was not having it, bro. So that's the funniest part about some of these sound bites. So NC State held their annual red-white spring game this past Saturday with Red winning 51-7. Grayson McCall, my guy, we interviewed him on our platform. Make sure you guys check that out. Went 16 for 20. That's 80%, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. Looking much better than MJ Morris and Brendan Armstrong looked during last year's spring game. year 2 of Robert Anae's system. I'm interested to see how that goes because, he don't really stay anywhere too long. Nino, talk to me.
All right. So you threw a little jab in there. Not a jab, but just,
Yeah, it was a light jab. You're right. It was a jab.
I think there was some stuff going on. I don't think everybody was truthful in the situation because MJ was like, "Yo, I'm good. I'm looking good. All right, 4 games. I'm redshirting him out. You can let this gentleman run the show from here on out."
Right.
But I mean, he didn't do much of anything. It was less than 2,000 yards, I think. Your boy Armstrong had on the year, right?
It was bad. I expected
But they had it. This is the thing that kills me. This is one of the main things right off the rip in the first half that I noticed that I loved. Outside of the fact that Grayson McCall is so much better of a pocket passer than Armstrong or MJ Morris will ever be. And that's not a knock to either one of the gentlemen. But the thing I love about MJ is he's great off platform. He's a great mobile. Sure. You know what I mean? So, but he's just, he will cut you up back there. If you keep him upright and he only has to move from between the hash, he will just be a surgeon back there. And we saw some of it early. But they're trying to run the ball. Jordan Waters brings an aspect to that team, right, that they did not have last year. Their leading running back had 309 yards. 300 running back. Armstrong led the team with 600 yards as a quarterback, and Concepcion was second as a wide receiver.
He wasn't even known as a runner at UVA, and then is out here running for his life.
That's what I'm saying. So the fact that they addressed that, okay, all right, we have a guy who's done it in the ACC running the ball, right? He's proven. I think Portis had close to 1,000 yards. It was 890 or something last year, which is more than anybody on the team had easily.
Right.
All right. Let's get the run game set up. What does the run game do? Run game keeps that defense true, gives your quarterback a little bit more time to stay upright in the pocket, sets up a play action. What is McCall great at? What at Coastal Carolina do? They were great. The play action over there, boy, they were going deep 45 yards downfield for big plays. So I think you're going to see a little bit. Unfortunately, I made a statement that I thought he might make it for the Biletnikoff. He ain't getting as many targets as he got last year, and that's just that. Concepcion's just not going to. He's going to be the guy. But I think it's Collins, right? Dakari Collins and Noah Rodgers have taken a step, and they seem to be well in tuned with this offense. So this offense works for what their skill set provides. So
I mean, that's better for the team overall, though. Like he might not like that individually. I don't know him personally, but for the team, that is better overall. You talk about a team that, brings their defense year in and year out, been a tier 2 team in the ACC for the last 5 or so years. They're trying to get to that next step. If we say that NC State went 10-2 this upcoming year, what would you say?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because there's holes to fill, especially on that defense. That Payne Wilson is probably going to be
I'm ashamed,
top
bro.
round, probably the top. Within the top 2 rounds picked,
I would imagine.
Draft, I would imagine he might even be linebacker 2 off the board. Who knows at this point? But yeah, like I said, Dakari Collins is taking a step from last year, and obviously they brought Noah Rodgers a portal. But I'm going to go out there and say that Justin Jolly's probably going to have 10 touchdowns. I mean, this kid, I think he had 6 or 7 at UConn. Well, you throwing the ball at UConn? You know what I'm saying? He's a big kid, 6'6", 6'7", right? He's athletic. He had one already in the game. They target him multiple times in the red zone. That is what I did like about their red zone attack.
Right.
Running game was sound. They were targeting the big body guys. I mean, that's just simple red zone schematics, right? Pound the ball when you can. Target the big body receiver. So I like it. Like I said, for me, the main concern was who will fill Peyton Wilson's production. I mean,
yeah, that's a heck of a question.
ACC usually has, pretty speedy linebackers. They're smaller guys, but most of them pretty speedy that can cover. So, I mean, maybe, they have an idea who's going to be the step up. I didn't see a guy just kind of take over role. I'm like, all right, he's going to be the guy. Seemed like it was more of a combination of guys, but we'll have to see what happens because that's going to be a major, major hole that they need to fill. I think on the offensive side of the ball, we're going to see some points, but are they going to allow the same amount of points?
That's a good question, man. They, like I said, for years they've seemed to found a way defensively, but it's gonna be hard replacing Wilson, like you said. So, alrighty, are you guys ready for the main event, man? My guy got like 4 pages of notes. I'm gonna just go in and say it, and then it's going down after that. All righty. Strong defense helped Clemson with his annual spring game, 27-12. I thought it was important for the offense to come out, put on a good showing in year 2 of Garrett Riley's system, but I was underwhelmed. Nino.
I like how you did that. So I know when you write shit, it's purpose. Like one thing one thing that I am very appreciative is as you and Andy as hosts of shows, you motherfuckers know how to get me going. You know how to push the buttons, all right? And that's what makes good content. I love it. Absolutely. Right. You know I'm a Cade guy. And when I see underwhelmed, you know, I'm a Riley guy, I'm like, okay, he's trying to come. I said to you in the green room. There was 4 throws I damn near threw up in my mouth. Okay. One of them was not his fault. That was the very first interception. Randall just ran the wrong route. I don't know.
Yep, it was bad. It was bad on Randall's part because you see him and
route.
He thinks about it. Like you see it, you know, doing a route. He back shoulder and look back. Yeah,
and he went the opposite. He just kept going. So
not Cade fault.
No, there was a double coverage throw in the second quarter.
Should have been intercepted.
Gross. There was another one in the third quarter that could have possibly been intercepted. And then there was just a bad throw. It was completed, okay, but it made Randall work way harder than it was necessary. Where if he put him in stride, he probably could have got it maybe inside the red zone. But listen. Scroll back on the page here. You started to see a little bit of the uniqueness and the up tempo in Garrett Riley. I spoke to you again in the green room, right? I think it was in the third quarter.
And that's what we didn't see last year's spring game.
No, it was vanilla.
I was there. It was very vanilla. It was slow. I'm like, yo, this is not Garrett Riley's offense.
They were up tempo. Right off the rip, they were up tempo.
Yeah, they were.
We saw that. A lot of screens, a lot of bubble screens, a lot of like short underneath, like 2-3 yard plays that they were trying to get. A lot of, and I'll talk about it in a second. There was a couple plays. There was one that was, I want to say in the third quarter where they set up 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 wide receiver to the left. He was tight, but the guys on the right were in a stack, but it was like a layered stack. I found that to be interesting. I was like, okay, this is odd. I never really seen, you know, Clemson run any kind of layered stacks like that. And then when they released, it was like, okay, they ran their route. It was like a 2-yard delay. They ran their route, a 2-second delay, and then they all crossed. Like, oh, okay. I like this. You're getting the speed out there. You're kind of switching them up, giving different looks. Again, one I saw in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. The slot guy, 83, came in motion. Okay. From left to right, came in motion behind the running back who was behind Cade. As he passed the running back, he hiked the ball. 83 keeps going to the right side. The running back releases. Now, I don't know if it was Cade's fault, if it was the running back's fault, if it was just pressure. Or, you know, at the time, it was like a second early. It had been a second later. It probably would have been close to a house call. But the design of the plays I'm seeing, you know, they're showing you something vanilla. And then when they set, it's totally different. Layered plays. You're getting running backs coming out in delayed motions. You're getting wide receivers coming in, you know, in motion and then cutting back right off. So a lot of different stuff. But you saw Antonio Williams being used a lot, right?
A lot. Yep. Saw him on a couple jump sweeps.
There was a perfect ball. This guy should be, if they're going to target anything in the portal, which I know they don't, but if they are, please go get a tight end.
Yeah.
Because Brennan Stone didn't play much, but number 11, Olsen, he dropped about 9 plays. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. But Cade threw a perfect ball, okay? Right down the middle of the field to him. Butterfingers dropped it, okay? There was another play and like a nice comeback route. The ball was like an anticipation throw, right? You know, I mean, this was like his third read. Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
So he went through the progressions. Okay.
Yeah, he was going through his progression as well. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, third read, guys. He threw the ball before the guy even turns around. The ball was released. Boom, right there, and up. And
that's heartbreaking. That's frustrating.
It's stuff like that makes things, you know, look like it was underwhelming. Okay,
Mhm.
and then I got another play here. Let me see. 5 minutes to go. Right, they do a flea flicker in the fourth quarter. Beautiful reception number 5. Love it. But like, where was this last year? Where were these combination of plays? 4 wide receiver stacks with a tight end just kind of off the line, right? Tight end goes in motion as he crosses the last line alignment. They hike the ball. The inside guy is literally dragging across the whole face of the offense. So you get him. It's very difficult for a safety and linebacker to cover motion in front and behind at the same time. What happens? Boom, chaos. You get crossed up. Now you got a guy out and it's in space, wide open. There was none of that last year.
I mean, that's the most basic concept of the air raid, the mesh, getting short throws, getting players into space so they can make plays after the catch. Those are the basic principles of the air raid offense. So you're right. A lot of it we didn't see last year.
That made me happy.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe they weren't completions. Okay, maybe they weren't like, the score was obviously low. You didn't see a lot, but I'm seeing something that I didn't see last year. I also, like I said, I saw Cade go through his progressions. I saw Cade
That is important.
not be so iffy with his feet in the pocket. There was one throw, man, where he threw the ball over the lineman's helmet on a rope to guess who? Number 11. And what did he do? Drop the ball.
Yeah.
It was on like a 3rd and 3, the short play. They blitzed, and then the guys are coming. He was sitting in the face of it, and I'm telling you, like it might have took paint off the top of that helmet. That's how like, F you, I got this one. Like at the end of the year, he was checked out. We seen it. They were calling plays. He wasn't even calling the plays that they were calling to him. He was like, yeah, whatever. I'm doing what I want.
He was playing hero ball. Do you think he could be comfortable with playing? Sometimes you have to, but you think he'd be more comfortable playing a little bit more of a boring football, like trusting the process with Cade?
I think they have to trust him more because
I like that.
The only experience in that backfield is Maffa,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He ain't a guy that I think you can give the rock to 200 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's, what's his name? I got it written down. Skeeter, whatever it was. 23 in the backfield. He reminds me of Shipley a little bit. Got that kind of same build, little twitchy to him, but it's a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So you're looking at a lot of youth, but he did score a touchdown in the game. Cade did target him twice in the red zone, and then he punched him from 1-yard run in the second. So it's like, I have a funny feeling they're going to have to trust Cade, at least early on, before to get that offense established and get them going. And it seems as like he's ready to take that step. I like this because Dabo was just talking.
Yeah.
You got to see the cadence of Cade. You got to see him and his rapport with, Garrett and how they were working. When it's just them two, and if Dabo's going to be like, I got to take a step back because if not, I'm going to probably get shit canned soon. And they just unleashed the Kraken that is Garrett Riley's system and Cade. They are a perfect fit. Like, this kid has a big arm. He's mobile. If Max Dugan can master this offense, and I'm sorry, then this kid should be, Jesus walking on water in this system.
It should be.
What's the problem? Like, I don't think it's Cade. I don't think it's Garrett. We know the common denominator, right? He wasn't in this game, and Cade looked pretty damn freaking good.
But when will it be Dabo world order? I feel like it's
solar eclipse happened, right?
It did.
Maybe he stayed into the sun a little bit too much, and he won't make it to the have some kind of eye retinal problem, and he'll have to take some time off or something.
Let's go off script for a second. So there's a couple guys I consider loyal guys, like Damian Lillard, in my opinion, is a loyal guy, loyal to the soil. He was loyal until he couldn't be loyal anymore. Another one of those guys is Dallin Hayden. I think you and I both believe in his talent. He entered the portal. You got a perfect landing spot for him?
I feel like his competition's probably going to give him a call.
Oh yeah.
From what I read, I know that the Vols were recruiting him hard.
Really?
They are not interested at all.
Really?
They're happy with their backfield, and they are not looking to pursue him. From what I've read, viewers don't kill me if he does go there, but I'm willing to bet that he's not going to Tennessee. I mean, yeah, Clemson would be a nice fit. He's got 2 years of eligibility. Florida would be a nice fit, huh? They lost a guy over in Florida that would be a nice
Yeah.
fit, and his system would work really nice with a guy by the name of DJ Lagway, who happens to be
Mhm.
best thing out of Texas since freaking, I'm sorry, best thing out of high school football since Kyler Murray.
Right. K1.
So, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I'm telling you, I have a funny feeling that you're going to see a lot of Cade. It's going to be like more of a 60% passing to running scheme
If
early.
if that is the case, then I would buy stock in them winning the ACC. If that's the case, and like you said, that trust factor is there with Cade.
That's the thing.
But that hero ball though, he has this tendency
Well,
sometimes,
I mean,
and all,
Peyton Man,
all the greats have it now. But
yeah,
it's
Caleb Williams plays hero ball sometimes too,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know if it was so much hero ball or it was you ain't hearing me ball. You know what I'm saying?
Like if you pay me,
Like that, bro. I did this play. Like we've done this shit. It ain't working. Let
Right.
that man call the play because what we're doing at practice, I can do. This shit's trash, dude. They
Right.
know what we're doing.
Right. And they left some meat on the ball, some meat on the ball in some games last year.
Oh, facts. But yeah, like I said, I told you, what was it, week 9 or 10? There was a play that Dabo called in. And Kate just kind of give him a whatever. Went to the line and they literally hiked the ball and threw a slant.
Right.
I'm like, that wasn't the called play.
Yeah.
There ain't no way in hell that was the called play. He went
Right.
to the sideline. Dabo was flipping up. Boy, just walked right to the bench. Didn't even stare at him. I'm like, they're done,
Wow.
bro. Him and they ain't seeing eye to eye no more. This shit, they're not letting my dude call it. Like, it's like, it's kind of like, here's 3. Garrett, give me 3 plays. I'll pick one of the 3 that I like. Where Garrett's like, if you go with A, bro, it's probably going to score. I'm going to go with C. And that's how I feel it is right there. But I think they targeted someone in the freaking portal this year. Right? If that ain't a sign that something's changing.
That's a changing of the guard. Will they target somebody in the late window portal? Is there a positional upgrade would you like to see? Are you comfortable with some of the moving pieces on the offensive line?
I would love to see a nice left tackle come in there. You know what I'm saying? They lost a lot of guys, a lot of pieces. Let me just quickly glance over here.
Oh, you didn't talk about your guy too. There was a guy that you saw. I don't want to steal your thunder. You put it in our
I was gonna get
okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say how Barrett Carter, ain't the only guy that you need to watch out for. I'm gonna tell you right now, Jamal Anderson, that boy is a problem. All right, a redshirt freshman this year. He only played in 4 games last year. Oh boy, this boy got all that juice. He gives me.
Is he taking a charter spot?
No, so
okay. Because I know Carter doesn't play.
Are you ready for this statement? My boy Anderson is going to be more productive and a better linebacker than your 5-star Sammy Brown coming in. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. Jamal Anderson is about to be the stud in this linebacker. This kid got it. Oh, he gives me so much Hal Perkins vibes and James Pierce vibes. It ain't even funny. This kid in that game was everywhere. I'm talking about coverage. I'm talking about getting down and causing problems. I am telling you, Moon, you're going to be a fan of this kid. This kid got it. He didn't get a chance last year. Only played in a couple games. This year, he was everywhere. He did it all. If they had a PFF grade, it'd be like 95.5. This kid was on tune all game.
I love when we find guys during this season. So that way, when people start saying that's been their guy, I could be like, no, on April 8th, 2024, Nino said Jamal Anderson was his guy.
But I'm telling you, he's a dude that they can kind of play all over. They could play in that linebacker. They put him in coverage if they needed to. I think he's got enough. Put on a little bit of weight. You could probably put him on the outside. I mean, like you can move this kid around. You could probably drop him back in a nickel. Like he can do work. This kid's got it.
Nino gives me names sometimes, and yes, they're his guys. I always give him credit for them being his guys. But now I got an eye on Jamal Anderson. Man. So I can't wait. Any other notes you had? 'Cause I know you wrote like 15 pages of notes, man. You wrote a whole seminar on this game, man.
Let me see what else I got here. Okay, like I said, for me, a lot of things that stuck out with drop balls. What? Brian Wesco, baby. I once was on a show. We spoke, and I talked about Brian Wesco. I'm like, I don't know. Dabo and that room's kind of got Randall and Williams and Brown. And I'm like, I know, you're right. And people like, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. West Coast got that dog in him. Okay. We seen play right away. We're talking all the beautiful outside the end zone. 2 feet. I think the kid got 2 feet in as well on that play. This body control, catch radius, like nobody's even thinking about him because they got 3 kids that are dudes that performed as freshmen. You're about to see another kid as a freshman. They're probably going to put up 35 to 40 receptions, going to have a few wild plays, and go and put this game on notice. Like quietly, they put together a wide receiver room made fit for Klubnik and Guy Riley's system. Speed, go deep, stretch the field. Like Dabo, just sit down, bro. Let these dudes eat, and they're gonna put a product on there like a Broadway play, and everybody's gonna be at the end.
I think that is sound advice. Nino, I got a question for you.
Talk to me.
What you doing Thursday, man? What you got? I know you're busy. I know you're busy, bro. I see some of the work you do in Canva. I said this guy has to have a stunt double,
twin. What time Thursday?
I don't know. There's some games this upcoming weekend. We could probably dust off the preview bag. We ain't got no preview bag.
Oh, let's go, bro. You ain't gonna say less.
Okay, I get to talk to you by tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? By tomorrow, early Wednesday. I'll get you the doc.
Yeah, see, I'm feeling like J. Cole before the apology. So
hey, that broke my heart when bro apologized, man. I said somebody threatened you, man. Somebody from TDE come to your house or something, bro. Like, what is the apology for? Then Wale and me.
Did you listen to the whole thing?
I refuse to, bro. What did he say?
He made one valid point that he says that after he did that, it put him in a spot where he was before he was in the spot he was in now.
Really?
If you ain't in a good spot, mental health, whatever it may be, after you do something,
yeah,
I was disappointed.
Yeah, me too. But they're boys. I don't understand why, Kendrick.
Are they boys?
I always thought they were boys. You can find pictures of them two together. They got songs together. They used to support each other. That's like, okay.
You ain't gotta look for the pictures. They're just there, right?
Yeah. That's a good point. That's like, okay, we done made all this content together. 7 years from now, I take shots at you or you take shots at me, and somebody that understands, like, yo, whoa, weren't they cool? Where's this coming from? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Diddy and Shine were boys.
Diddy's a fool, man. Please tell me you saw the list, bro.
Oh, I've been.
He ain't going by. Hey, man, it is like New Jack City. He ain't going down by himself, man.
No. He the Epstein of hip hop.
That's for sure. That's for sure, man. This is a great episode. We guys are going to give you a Thursday episode. We're going to preview some of these games. I'll talk to my boy Nino behind the scenes, see what games you want to talk about this weekend. Because I think this upcoming weekend, the following weekend, we got a good slate of games that we can preview.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure we'll have something spicy. I think what is it, the 8th? Yeah, so Saturday I'll be at BC for their spring game. I can't wait. You see who's in the building? Did you see who was in the building today? Matty Ryan was in the building.
Yes, I did see that.
Hey, there was somebody else that was in the picture from Will Blackman. There was a guy on the edge. I can't think about it, but he said, past, present, and future, all working together. Do not let Matty Ryan get in that coaching room. If Matty Ryan comes in to be like a QB analyst or a coach, baby,
that'll be. But that's what it's about. Like you always see the who's
who. That didn't happen last year
at Clemson spring. I wonder why though. That's You just made me think. But we can't say anything. So we're definitely going to preview that Boston College spring game. You going to be there. We got to preview it, man.
Yeah.
Nino, you take us out, bro.
This has been a pleasure. I love doing these shows with you.
For sure. Likewise, my guy.
Kick the week off with something hot and spicy. Yeah, we didn't go. I didn't get Mike Tyson on you.
Nah,
we kept it like
Yeah, we're not at the season yet. Casuals aren't watching yet. We'll wait.
Nah, this is like Floyd versus Mosley.
Yeah,
you gave me one, but then I recovered enough. I was good, I was good the rest of the way. But this is overreaction off season. Governor of college football, the mayor of college football. It is what it is. You know the deal. We out.